This is another report of SCP-10,000. This is another report of SCP-10,000 from Dr. Martin, and he's discovered that SCP-10,000 is like the witch child, but a lot smarter and a lot older. And he said himself that he's lived through most of the Dark Ages and etc. And I asked, as a joking mark, have you met blah 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 blah? Or to most people he would be God, but honestly, I don't believe him as much as I should by my family's opinion, but I do believe in God. But I honestly asked the person that's lived long enough, and SCP-10,000 said that God, what do you mean by definition? The person that created the universe. The person that created, this is SCP-10,000 saying yes, and the SCP God, yes, he did create the universe, but he, by multiple accounts, looks different to different people. Am I not correct? And I looked at the files, and the file said yes. So, can he not be gods of different religions? So basically, he told me that the God the God SCP is, yes, the God. It's from most religions. For example, Muslim, Islam, Christianity, Catholic, Jewish, etc. And explains that all those, the God figure, and for example Buddhism, he can look like many or one. And that is the end of that part of the SCP. And another question is that, how many atoms are in the universe? Because I asked the O5 Council myself if I could ask this question, and O5 Council has approved it. And he said approximately 1, 0, there is approximately going backwards, 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0, or approximately 1 trillion zeros times 10. I nearly passed out of how many zeros that was. So, was that just on planet Earth? Yes. Anyway, the entire test is long. The entire SCP-10,000 test is really long, so I'm gonna have to split this in 2 different recordings. So, another thing I talked to SCP-10,000 is, can you escape this place? And he approximately said yes, and I can show you. But please don't go crazy over me walking through a wall. He sticked his head out the wall and came back. And I answered that question. And I asked him, don't you have same abilities of the Witch Child? And he said yes. Can you deactivate Witch Child's powers? He said yes, but only to some degree. For example, he can make it so not every time she says wish, she gets what she wants. But, for example, she can wish for food, water, other items that she might need, or teleportation. But he cannot. He can only make it so she can't make things come to life, kill things, or control people. besides the one, he cannot make it, so she can't get food and make it come out of thin air, or get water, or teleport for safety purposes, or to teleport. And I said, can you do that? And he says, I won't do it unless she knows that I'm doing this. Because it might be inconvenient when she needs to do something and she can't do it. And we have her on speaker, and SCP-10,000 says, I'll be deactivating most of your powers. And she says, wait, what? And he allows her to have 15 seconds before he does. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, 3, 2, 1. All her powers besides necessary abilities are taken away. And people on SCP on her duty said, thank goodness. And the last question of this report is that how old are you? And he said, since when the planet was still, it was smaller than. The easiest way he could explain this is approximately when the Earth didn't have oxygen on it, but still it was still exploding everywhere, but it was still forming. And so we approximately said 1 trillion years ago, and he said, no, I'm not 1 trillion years old yet. And anyway, he said, don't you need to stop this recording? And he said, yes, we do. Anyway, goodbye, and thank you for next time.